بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون. Glory be upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, cherisher, nourisher, sustainer, giver, provider for everything and protecting us at least 100 times a day. In this Surah Al-Yasin, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states how people will be brought forth in a judgment day. This ayah emphasizing the matter of just, as the Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam saying, you shouldn't be worried of anything except your sin, except the justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We will all face the justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It means everyone will face more or less accordingly of what they have done in this life. فَالْيَوْمَ لَا تُظْلَمُ نَفْسٌ شَيْئًا. It means فَالْيَوْمَ, this yawm, after your journey you're facing what you have done. لَا تُظْلَمُ نَفْسٌ شَيْئًا. You won't be wronged even in the least. لا تظلم نفس شيئا. If someone is gonna facing in a very punishment and brutal way, the material of that brutal was their own action. Their own action. So whatever we earn, we will be rewarded of how much we dealt with the people, with ourselves accordingly. فَالْيَوْمَ لَا تُظْلَمُ نَفْسٌ شَيْئًا. If you think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to wrong you, no, it isn't. He's Adilul Mutlaq. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is an absolute justifying everything. But is the one who wrong ourselves. It is we who wrong ourselves. It is we who crossing the boundary and the limit of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala within our own bad move. We're making a bad move towards people, towards ourselves, towards the right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, causing all negligence. That's how we make a zulm. What does zulm mean? It means crossing the just, crossing the red line. When we're crossing, you're hurting yourself. That's why the Prophet Adam said, Rabbana zalamna anfusana. When he crossed the order of Allah subhanahu was disobedient, he said, oh Allah, I hurt myself. That's what zulm means. A person who committing this sort of this called zalim as ismun. Zulm is the masdar, ismul masdar. It means after you disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you hurted yourself. Or enduring this process, you yazlimu. It means you kill hurting yourself. That's why فَالْيَوْمَ, this unjust judgment day. فَالْيَوْمَ لَا تُظْلَمُ نَفْسٌ شَيْئًا. Don't think if you be punished, don't blame Allah. If you're punished, don't blame Allah. Blame yourself. Because the material of fire, whatever, or the drakht or the tree of Zakkum, or all the flame is with your backbiting, with the way you hurted people, or the way you wrong people, the way you oppressed people, the way you treated people wrongly, the way you neglected the right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, was so arrogant towards his duty. فَالْيَوْمَ لَا تُظْلَمُ نَفْسٌ شَيْئًا. So means do not blame Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's not gonna hurt you the least one. وَلَا تُجْزَوْنَ. And also you're not gonna be rewarded. You're not gonna be rewarded. Don't think you haven't done nothing in this life, just a few minimum reward, then expect a high rank in Jannah. No. Everyone will be dealt according to the scale of their deeds. The more high volume and amount of sincere deeds you give to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then He will place in a high places. The minimum rewards will be related to the minimum action deeds. وَلَا تُجْزَوْنَ. You're not going to be rewarded إِلَّا مَا كُنْتُمْ تَكْسِبُونَ. Except what you have done in this life. وَلِكُلِّ دَرَجَاتٌ مِّمَّا عَمِلُ. Every rank in a Jannat and a paradise is depends upon your action of how much deeds you earn. Basically, there is a questions. Why within this cycle? Why the religious people is still poor? Because religion is not designed for this life. All the commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to characterize us, to prepare us for a life after us. Many times in the Quran it says this life just a matter of testimony, a trial to check which one of you is the best. That's how. If your religion is not really here to make you wealthy, to get what you want, is more likely if you keep in a constant sincerity with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're more enjoying for your life after. Designed for your life. It helps you with your job, with your profession, with your security in this life. It means a religious person who's going the same road of success with non-religion is more success than the non-religion.